Walking these streets, shadows fall, lost in a world, echoes call, searching for light, voices true, St. James Church in the heart of the blue. Glorify God, nurture all, share the gospel, hear the call. That is what we do at St. James, breaking chains, singing new names. Pushing through the night, feeling small, seeking the answers stall. Windows of gray, stained with hue, where our mission shines through. Glorify God, nurture all, share the gospel.
Welcome to our 75th anniversary interviews. We're here with Bernd and Karin Fischer, and they've been members of the St. James for quite some time, and so kind of wanted to get them to talk about the times they've been here. And so how did you join the congregation?
We actually, when we moved here, we visited different churches and weren't so sure about it. And our daughter went to Justice Middle School, and every time I drove by, I had my eyes set on this church. So, but we never kind of just wanted to walk in. So, and then they had the open house for the new edition. April, I think it was April 25th of 97. So that's when we came the first time to visit.
Really?
So it was kind of, not committing to anything, just see how things are. And and we met several gentlemen. We met Phil and Pastor Carlson, and
Peggy was here.
And we talked to everyone, and they showed us around and so on. And they invited us then that Sunday for the dedication for the new edition. But we didn't come that Sunday. We started coming the following Sunday. So, and we are here ever since.
Wow.
So, and we became members in, I think, September. We went to Pastor's new members class in September, I think. So, and that's ever since we are members. So since '97.
Wow. And you moved here from Germany,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
See, in Germany, church is different. In Germany we went maybe once a year, around Christmas.
Usually for Christmas. Yes.
So when we came here, here from work, people invited us. They all said, "Hey, do you want to go to church?" Okay, well, the next week another one. You want to go to church? I said, so we tried to figure out why in the world is everybody,
going to church every Sunday?
So because for Germany it's highly unusual. In Germany, in our towns they have this very old, beautiful church, and nobody goes, except on holidays like Easter, Christmas, or weddings,
Sure.
So at this point, I didn't realize that the role of the church here in America is a little bit different than in Germany, from the social aspect, because in Germany they have usually sports clubs and they take care of people and stuff like that. But here everything is done by churches,
Sure.
Centered around,
So we enjoyed it,
Yeah. And it's totally different. When we started going to church, you would enter the church, sit down, don't say a word, don't move. And the only one talking was the pastor.
Wow.
So there was nothing going on. Like when we came the first time, people greeted us and like, wow. and then we had to praise the Lord. People would get up and
Oh, yeah.
and that was kind of like, well, people talk, you know,
Yeah.
like. So it was totally different atmosphere, you
Oh,
know.
okay.
So and there was nothing also going around like when we went to a confirmation class. You just went there, learned about the Bible, and we had to memorize the hymnal, the songs out of the hymnal,
Oh.
and there was no youth group. There was nothing.
Oh, okay. And that
So-
was in Germany.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
yes. So it was totally different.
Oh,
Totally
yeah.
different. So
That's-
it was not really that attractive for youth. You know, if you
Oh,
just come and have to learn and know youth activities or anything.
Oh,
So
okay.
when you look what our youth do nowadays,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
Yeah,
it's
and that was another reason why we joined, because we met a lot of people here, and they had kids, and they were the same age than our kids, and
Oh, okay.
and even for instance here Smith, and
Right.
Aaron's,
yeah,
you
their
know, and so,
kids
I
are
mean,
the
we know
same
them
age.
for the very first day basically.
Yeah, yeah.
And you go to church together, you do stuff together. The kids, they went together here swimming, and we did a kayak tour every year.
Oh,
So
wow.
it was more than just going to church. It was
Sure.
basically belonging to a family, basically. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, it became our family from home. You know?
Oh, okay.
So
That's cool.
that was really a blessing for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we were looking really actively searching that at some point. We wanted our kids to be involved and in youth group and attend confirmation class. And
Oh, okay.
so this was kind of the timing was just perfect for us.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they got baptized and we belonged to a Lutheran church. So at that time you were either Catholic or Lutheran.
Oh, well.
So, and we were Lutheran and we got baptized, confirmed. We got married in a Lutheran church, and our kids got baptized in a Lutheran church. And then later on, our daughter met her future husband here in youth group.
Oh.
They got married here in this church.
Oh, wow.
And so we've been Lutheran all our life.
Mhm.
So,
what are some roles or positions things you've done here at St. James?
I started out folding bulletins on
Oh.
Fridays. At that time, we still fold them. Then in October, they had the Oktoberfest, and Margaret asked me if I would be able to help with that. So ever since, I'm on the fellowship.
Oh, okay.
And also, I'm on the women's ministry team and help out wherever needed. So if it's funeral dinners or VBS, and
Yeah.
so we are pretty
Mhm.
much involved in wherever we're needed.
Sure.
So,
Yeah. And so I did most of the time here. I bought a property, but I never signed up for a high position.
Oh, okay.
Because, when I worked, we worked Saturdays, Sundays, and they called in the middle of the night, and I said, when I retire, okay? So,
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
but I'm always, I told people, hey, if you need something, just let me know, I do it,
Sure.
And so, I mean, if people tell me to this or do that, like Tom Jervis, sometimes he has little projects, I do it and I enjoy it, but like I said, I don't want to sit in meetings and talk
Right.
and discuss, and then, the disagreements, one guy goes in this direction, the other one wants to go in that direction. No, I don't need that. And of course, here with Karin, when they have here their picnics or, fundraiser, I always help,
Yeah, he's in the men's auxiliary, so
Right.
set up tables and chairs, and
And that's really,
Yeah.
I enjoy that kind
they
of
put up the sunshades at the gazebo and
Oh,
run the dishwasher.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what, most of, even the women's ministry, the husbands, they are automatically on the team.
oh.
So, yeah, and then we were also involved with the kitchen remodel. We were in that group with Tom and Margaret and the Wittens and the Schabels. So did a lot of work there and research, and so that was a fun project.
And
So,
you guys build a lot of stuff for the Vacation Bible School stuff.
yeah, this year mostly Tom,
Oh.
Tom, and I think Tom Margaret and Debbie Nicoloulis, they did a lot of the
Oh,
project.
but last year you spent almost 1 week,
yeah,
just
almost 2 or
gluing flowers together and
Oh yeah.
Yeah, last year when we had the Under the Sea,
Oh yeah.
all this with all those corals and
corals were
that
nice,
was a
yeah.
big project.
Yeah.
So this year we didn't do much. We were just counselors, which was a real blessing.
Yeah.
So it was just, I think this year was one of the best.
Yeah, I agree with you. This was a really good vacation Bible school we just
Yes,
finished.
the
Yeah.
kids were, I mean, so amazing. I mean, they were so into it. So it was just a joy,
Yeah.
just.
We did it a lot earlier, so maybe that's the key, is that we all have more energy before we're getting to late June, we're all tired out, or July.
Yeah, the music, and I mean, it was just unbelievable.
So, who are some people that have had a good impact on you here at St. James?
For us, I have to say, first, when we moved here, our daughter started in 2nd grade and didn't speak any English. So she went to Riverview School, and Joe Chambers was the principal at that time.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, I'm not sure without him, and then her 2nd grade teacher, and also several people at work. I mean, if we would be still here, I think we were ready to pack up. It
after
was
6 months.
After I said, we came here in June, and I said, if this continues by March, we're going to go back home.
Sometimes they called us from school because Karin, she was crying.
Yeah,
and, they didn't know what to do, and
Yeah, Joe called us, and can you come pick up your daughter? She was crying.
I mean, the first time was hard. Yeah.
She couldn't talk to anyone, didn't understand. It was just, it was really hard for her.
Yeah, that would be a big adjustment, not speaking English.
And they say our kids learn fast. They learn faster than we do, but it's still, it takes time. It takes time.
Yeah.
So, and we survived that, and now they are all flourishing.
Yeah.
And she's actually a teacher now herself. So, yes. So, it all worked out for us. So, when we had to make the decision after 3 years, they asked us if we could stay another year. We said, okay. And then they asked us, can you stay another year? And then we said, okay, we either stay or we go.
Oh.
By that time, our son was already in school. And then going back to Germany, you start all over.
Oh.
I mean, they were able to speak and understand, but not writing, and because we had to be so focused on the English language.
Oh, sure.
So the German suffered. So.
And then we asked the kids, if you want to go back to Germany or if they want to stay, and they said they would like to stay here because that's where all the friends are.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And that at that time, his parents would come every year, stay for 3 months. I mean, some of my siblings also, we saw more here than we did in Germany.
Oh, that's funny.
So they would all come and stay a long period of time. So we did a lot of traveling and sightseeing, and it was just great experience. Great experience. So.
Anybody else that had a big impact on either one of you?
Well, I think it was not just one person, it was basically the whole group.
Sure.
Like I said, they welcomed us here, I mean, we really felt like, being together with a family,
Yeah.
And so, I guess it was pretty much everybody.
Yeah, it was like Roger Carpenter. He was always so welcoming, and he was stationed in Germany at some point of time.
He always told us.
So then he always tried to talk in German to us, and then of course Don Welton.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So those were just great people,
Yeah.
that had a great impact, and I mean there were so many people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I worked a lot with Marion Hendricks when I did the Families Helping Families, and so she was just such a gentle soul. She was just a beautiful person, and I mean, there are so many,
So, any stories of your time here that were memorable to you?
Things we really enjoyed doing here were all the activities. You already heard about our murder mystery dinners.
Oh, yes, yes.
They were just
Canoe trips once a year with
boating trip,
10, 15 people,
Yeah.
That was always nice.
We never did the camping, but the canoeing, and then we had the casual gourmet group.
Oh.
That was probably like 30 people altogether.
Oh,
Plus,
wow, that's pretty big.
so
That's
we would
good.
meet, in people's homes, and that was a lot of fun. And then there are other groups that developed from these groups with cards, and so, and and everyone is so welcoming. Everyone is welcome to join.
Yeah.
So those are great experiences.
I remember we had, sometimes business people from Germany. And one guy, Mr. What was his name? He was a general manager from Futronic, nicht Preuß, the other one, the old one. And, he was here a couple of times, and we took him to church. And the last time he actually came back with a German Bible for Pastor Carlson.
Oh.
Well, I'm not exactly sure how good Pastor Carlson's German is, but I'm not sure that he was able to read the Bible, but
Yeah, it was a nice gesture, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Every time they came to visit, they want to come back here. So they had such a great experience.
Yeah.
So.
What are some significant changes that have occurred since you've been here?
Well, people are getting older. Things have changed. Like I said, in the past, we always did something with the kids, like 15, 20 years ago.
Wow.
Well, now pretty much the same group. We come together and play pickleball,
Yeah.
Things like that,
Well, that's right. You guys play pickleball too.
But otherwise, we are still together basically with the same group of people. We did activities together 30 years ago, and so it's like I said, those are now friends. Not just churchgoers for us. It's
Yeah, and then of course the closing of the daycare and preschool. That was hard. And on the positive note, now the music we have with Pastor Phil, and then the new is it Mark?
Yeah.
Yes.
Pastor, he's not pastor, but Dr. Woodbridge.
Yeah, Mark, right?
Yeah.
What a blessing.
Yes.
We are so fortunate we have him.
Yeah.
And I noticed on Sunday after church he taught the kids to play the drums, and so
he said that he watched the kids perform, and he noticed a few of them that he said just the way they performed, they were future drummers.
Yeah.
And so he took them back there, and he had them playing the drums. I was like, oh, okay. So,
how great is that?
I know. And the kids loved it, of course. They're like, oh my gosh, So,
So that's really amazing. So.
Yeah.
No, well, the thing is, I remember at the very beginning, we always had a lot of people during the Sunday service.
Mm-hmm.
And now you have maybe, I don't know, half of
it. Yeah.
But that's just part of it, things are changing.
Sure.
Not always to the better, but...
well, COVID, I think, took a toll on the membership too.
Yeah, so. COVID was the impact of COVID we're still trying to figure out, but it did impact churches worldwide in different ways, and more probably not everybody came back, but we actually gained people in other ways, like online.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And even though our Senate says you can't count online attendance, I know a lot of churches that do. They have a stat for this service, that service, and then online, and they actually keep track of that. And it's like, well, and some of them it's pretty large. I think for ours it's like a couple people that watch online, but some I've seen 60, 70 watch on some of these churches that for whatever reason can't make it. So
well, but I think over the years the church managed it very well. All the changes, because like I said, I was talking about the decline in membership, which also means the decline in financial resources. But I think therefore we are doing pretty good.
I think it's
Yeah.
pretty stable. I
Yeah.
mean, that's as far as we
Yeah.
The
what we know.
congregation
So
doesn't have any debt or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, if you compare us with other churches, I mean, you hear that they close a church here and there, not just in Marion, it's
I think
everywhere.
Yeah, interesting enough, with our attendance being about 117, 120
Yeah.
on a Sunday, we're, believe it or not, in the top 25% of Missouri St. Louis
Really?
churches. Because over close to 46% of them have less than 50 in church on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize that. I was reading that and I was like, really?
Yeah.
I was kind of shocked by that. I didn't know it was that bad throughout the church body, but apparently it is.
Well, and I think for our size, there are a lot of activities, when it comes down here to, for instance, VBS,
Oh, yeah.
and that requires a lot of manpower, as you know, and so
Yeah.
it's not an easy thing. And sometimes even here for funeral dinners, you see all the old ladies,
Yes.
Yeah, working very, very hard,
yeah,
and that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like it.
and I really enjoy now seeing these young families
Oh yeah,
where one of the parents used to attend, grew up with our kids,
Right.
younger or older, and they are coming now, bringing their kids, and so I think we must be doing something right.
Yeah, we've got a pretty solid young family base to build on. Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. I hope that continues, and the outreach we are doing with VBS and getting the word out, and so I think our future is pretty bright.
Yeah.
So
How has St. James impacted your faith walk?
well, like I said, I grew up a little bit more in the church than Bernd did. My mother, she sang in the church choir for 40 years.
Oh, wow.
So we attended church when we were younger. But then, like in our teens, we kind of drifted away.
Oh, sure.
And then once we had kids, we were busy and so on and so on. But then I would say they planted the seed in us. So we knew,
Sure.
there was something missing in our life. And so we really had the desire to come back.
Oh,
And
okay.
especially when you have kids, you want your
Oh,
kids,
yeah.
grow up in a church community. And I have to say, people have been so welcoming and patient with us,
Oh, okay.
And encouraging us, reading your devotion, study the Bible, attend Bible classes. And especially now we enjoy the Wednesday night, the Chosen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That is
it's,
something we really enjoy, and it has a big impact. Impact.
At the very beginning, of course, I was working a lot, sometimes Saturdays and Sundays, and on weekends you had activities with the kids, your swimming, tennis, and all this stuff. And then sometimes on Sundays, we looked at each other. I said, "Do you want to go to church or sleep in?" Let's sleep in. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
But now, I guess we pretty much go every Sunday, and so no question asked. You get up, you
Right.
your clothes out, and then you go to church. And I guess sometimes, in my case, sometimes when you actually go to church and when you listen to the sermon, there are certain sermons you walk out and you say, "Okay, what was that?" I mean,
Yeah, I know.
but sometimes you really think about it. You go home, you think about it. I said, "Yeah, well, and I mean, it helps me sometimes. Sometimes you have a bad week or a bad day, and then you go to church and talk to all the people and listen to the sermon, and it helps."
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially we wanted to set an example. You cannot say to your kids, "Okay, you go to church, become a Christian." You have to live by example.
Yeah.
So that made a big difference in our life. That we wanted to be more involved.
Yeah,
And
I mean, that's what we discovered when we joined the church, that most of the people, we share the same values,
Sure.
believe in the same things, and
So what is your hope for St. James' future?
continue to grow, flourish, share the gospel, serve others.
Yeah.
So
Well,
Yeah.
I've nothing to add. I mean,
yeah, I think we are on the upswing. I mean, I'm so pleased, so hopeful.
Yeah.
You know, we have so many good people, so many good leaders. If it's in the women's ministry, if it's fellowship, it's Doug Whittam with the finance. I mean, we have so many people. Tom and Janice. I mean, it's so amazing.
Right.
Peggy was a VBS, the passion.
Yes,
you know,
she's very passionate about it.
I mean, it's just unbelievable how many people we have. You know,
Yeah.
so and everyone you need something, even if they don't belong to that group.
yeah, they help out.
It's never you never get a no.
Right.
They're always willing, always willing. So, I mean, if you're sick, sending you cards, visiting, and I mean, it's so encouraging. I don't know what other people do that don't belong to a church. You know, how do you survive? How do you live? How do you get up in the morning?
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
really a blessing.
So is there any questions I didn't ask you or anything you wanted to add?
Karin?
I don't think so.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you for coming in. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you for having us.
Thank you for inviting us.
And we will see you next week. Thank you for joining us.
Walking these streets, shadows fall, lost in a world, echoes call, searching for life, voices true, St. James Church in the heart of the blue. Glorify God, nurture all, share the gospel, hear the call. That is what we do at St. James, breaking chains, singing new names, pushing through the night, feeling small, seeking the answers stall, windows of grace stained with hue, where mission shines through. Glorify God, nurture all, share the gospel, hear the call. That is what we do at St. James, breaking chains, singing new names, heartbeats pounding, truth revealed in the silence, wounds are healed, faith in motion, spirits move. In this place we find our groove. In the dark streets, hope we find, unity glowing, love unbind, hands reaching out, lifting high. In St. James, we never die. dark streets, hope we find. Unity